Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Robert Thompson-Eshun here. I'm currently at a different location right now. I'm currently in my job right now. So I just want to say what's up. Good morning. It's currently around 9 o'clock a.m. So we're just going to share with you guys this video. And I just want to talk to you guys about my internship and explain what I do exactly and how I do it. So I usually start off my days by me just first of all putting on my coat, and I like to just remind myself that like when I put on this coat that when I make the choices I'm making and what I'm doing right now is actually important. I don't know, it helps me through the day, helps me stay motivated, and I actually feel a little more important, you know. So I start off by doing that. You see me pointing out the name tag. Yes, I am certified pharmacy intern, and I'm basically doing my job. Next, you're going to see me here doing a lot of doctor calls. That's one of the main tasks I have to do in the morning. We try to reach out to doctors as soon as possible to make sure that patients get their medications or they get their refills, or if we have to have any changes with their medication. For example, if insurance only covers a certain type of medication in a certain drug class, we call a doctor and try to make sure they're aware of that as well. One of the things I also handle is transfers. Basically is when one pharmacy has a medication, but you choose to go to a different pharmacy for many different reasons. And it could be because they're closer, it could be because they have better interactions with you, or you just like that pharmacy better, or they're more professional. So basically I handle that a lot as well. So basically I call the pharmacies and transfer medication for could also be because of insurances. So some insurances refer other pharmacies over another pharmacy, so they can actually cover that pharmacy instead. So what I try to do here is that I try to call the pharmacy and I talk to the pharmacist or pharmacy intern and transfer the medication over to the pharmacy that I'm working at, which is this one today. Next, you're going to see me here mixing medication. Now, a lot of pharmacies are different in what the medication they fill, and I noticed that a lot with this pharmacy is that they constantly do a lot of suspensions, which are mixing other products. And basically here, what you're trying to do is that you have a powder and you're trying to put a solution into it so that it can be used by the patient. This can be used for many different reasons. The main reason why we do this is because a lot of the patient population in this pharmacy is pediatrics or young children, so they can't really take a pill with the high dosage. So we give them suspensions where they drink. And here you're going to see me mixing it up because the actual drug is powder. And I'm making it into a solution so that's readily accessible. And it's very, very important when you do suspensions that you make sure you shake well before use. Another thing you're going to notice here is that I'm putting in two different amounts of water. And that's because if you put on too much all at once, I noticed that it causes a lot of caking, which is very, very hard substance to break up. So it's easier if you just put half of the water you're going to put into it first, and then you stir it up a little bit so that the water can dissipate throughout the entire solution. Then you put the other half in and you make the rest of it. Now that my internship is officially over, I just want to say thank you to every single person that works in the pharmacy there. I also want to thank the pharmacist for giving me the opportunity to work in that pharmacy. So I just wanted to summarize this video up and explain basically the main differences that I see between the pharmacy I work at and the pharmacy I got to work in these last couple of weeks. If you haven't already seen the video, I posted a video basically talking about what I do as a pharmacy technician. And basically in this video I want to explain the difference between the pharmacy technician versus the pharmacy intern. But I still do the same task pharmacy tech does, but I just do more now because I'm now an intern. And I just wanted to say that I overall really enjoyed my experience working in this pharmacy, just because of the fact that everything was different. I worked with different people, different patients, and it was a lot of different workflow. So I just got to see different parts of pharmacy and different aspect of it, and I really enjoyed that fact that I got to see a different part of it instead of having the same monotonous tasks that I usually do in my pharmacy. So I really enjoyed that. I think it's also very important to mention that the pharmacy I worked at these last couple of weeks was a lot slower pharmacy, so it was a lot better for a learning process, so that I wasn't put into a very fast environment and a workflow that's very hard to understand. Because even though I didn't understand a lot of things, the pharmacy fills about maybe 200 to maybe 250 scripts per day, and my pharmacy I work at now, or usually, fills around 600. So I was able to actually learn a lot of different tasks that I probably wouldn't have learned as quickly as I do at my pharmacy. Because my pharmacy took me a long time to learn, because you're constantly forced to do things you're really good at so you can maximize those, and then you slowly work on other things that you're not good at. But here I was able to work on basically everything because I was able to give in the time and the effort to really learn things, which I really appreciate. So I was able to learn quickly, a short time being there as well. I also want to mention, like, one thing I really noticed with this pharmacy that I really enjoyed was the fact that the people or the patients were a lot different than what I'm used to. Because where I work at in the city, in New York City, is very affluent population. So a lot of the people there, like, they use Dr. Google and they search up things they need online, and they have any recommendations they need, and they just look it up online for everything. But these people, I was very impressed by the fact that I was able to actually counsel them and explain to them how certain things work, so that they can get a better overall medication therapy. For example, like right now, flu season is going on, and I try to explain to them a lot of different things about the flu. And I also very much enjoyed talking to patients about the blood pressure monitoring, because they have a blood pressure monitor in the pharmacy. So I was really able to explain to patients that, like, their blood pressure is normal or it's kind of high. And I really enjoyed, like, the fact that I was able to express that the blood pressure was in a good standing, and the reassurance I saw on people's faces really made an impact on me in my life. And I really enjoyed that about the pharmacy. And lastly, I wanted to talk about the fact that the pharmacy I worked at, I really noticed a huge difference in the fact that since I wasn't working with the affluent patients that I usually work with in the city, it was a lot harder for me to, like, communicate with patients sometimes, because a lot of them are minorities that speak more than one language or speak only a different language than English. So I can definitely tell, like, when I was counseling or when I was helping people, there's definitely, like, a language barrier, and it's something that I really want to work on. And I think I really want to work on that in the next couple of years, that I want to find a way so that I can learn, like, just enough different languages, or like the main languages, probably like mostly just like Spanish, mostly, because that was the main one I saw at this pharmacy, and I want to kind of like learn it so that I can like be able to counsel patients appropriately, and to be able to like get the nuances in language counseling, which I think is going to be very important in the future, especially for telling patients exactly what to do and telling them how to optimize and use medications properly. So that's pretty much my story, my internship. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, you can always comment down below anything, and I'll see you guys next video. Catch you guys.